All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I want to show you a couple of other maps here that are going to help us kind of understand some of the dynamics involved with uh, declaring independence ultimately from Great Britain. What we have here is a map where it says population density of the 13 colonies. Now, what you need to understand is that this is North America. Generally, here we've got Canada to the north. You see here are the Great Lakes. There's the state of Michigan. The part that we're looking at is we're looking basically at the east coast of the United States, minus Florida, which is down here. So that's really what we're looking at here. And it says the New England colonies. And what we're talking about is the New England colonies are this group of colonies here. The middle colonies include places like New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Maryland, those areas. And then down here we've got the southern colonies. Okay, I want you to take a look. When we talk about population density, we're talking about where people live. Okay, and one of the things that we need to take a look at to start off is the key. Down here we've got the key that tells us what this information is. What we've got here is we've got population density, and it says here per square mile on the left. So this tells us how many people are living in each square mile on average. And over here we've got kilometers. Basically, of course, this is a British colony and they deal in the metric system. But for all intents and purposes, I want you to take a look here at the per square mile number. So the orange here tells us that over 40 people per square mile live in those areas. So when we look at the map, we see this area. Is this area, does it have more or less people than some of the outlying areas? So when we look at some of the others, the numbers start to go down. So when you see the different shades here of yellow, we see that there aren't as many people living in these areas. So here in the middle in New England colonies, we have a lot of people. Okay, over 40 people per square mile. In the next shade of yellow or orange, depending on how you look at it, we see that between about 15 and 40 people per square mile live in these areas. Then we take a look at this one, and these are what we would call the outlying areas of the colonies. Okay, only 2 to 15 people per square mile are living in these areas. Okay, so now we need to think about what is the barrier here that's kind of, not that kind of separates the colonies from the rest of North America. We talked about that in one of our other videos. Does that play a role? Does that tell us why not as many people live in these areas? Then take a look at where the cities are located. We have Philadelphia, we have New York, we have Boston. Okay? Is it any coincidence that the three biggest cities live in these particular areas? Okay, I want you to start thinking about why more people live in these areas. That is a question that we must think about and we must understand. Think of at least 2 reasons why more people would live in these areas than some of these areas out here. So there we have population density. Okay, here's our second map. What we have is the same area when we look up here, but we have some different information. What this says is loyalist support in the 13 colonies. Now we need to determine, well, what exactly is a loyalist? Well, we can always find out by going back to our glossary or looking it up online to figure out, well, what exactly is a loyalist? We see a word in here, loyal. What does it mean to be loyal, and who are they being loyal to? I want you to take a look at the map here that tells us we have our colonies with very large loyalist populations. Okay, you take a look at the map here. When we compare it to our other one, we see that not every colony had a large loyalist population. Places like New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. Those colonies have a large loyalist population. What does that tell us in our quest for independence from Great Britain? Are they going to help the cause of independence, or are they going to make it more difficult? Those are questions that we need to think about and understand as we approach information in Chapter 5. Come up with a couple of questions. I will have questions for you to answer from this information. Come to class ready to answer those questions. Have a great day.